So it appears we actually have a Cuban in here already. I'm not sure if we get to keep that.
Yes, my friend. They're dead. Dead. Any nonsense from you and you'll join them. I've got a space weapon. From Russia. A Russian hacker space weapon. And I'm going to liquidize you. Just like I did to your friends. Yes, liquidize. Ow! Hey, hi. You trying to kill me? Oh God, no! Oh, you're my new partner. You butt into the place. You're late. What kept you? Yeah, well, it's too late. That bastard Trent. My best friend? Oh, he's supposed to protect me forever? Then he goes all Vinewood on me. He's too important for Ron now. He's a guru. He's a lifestyle coach. I don't know what he is. I bet he's got abs. I am so alone. I just shot 2 government agents in the head. I mean, I hope they're government agents. I'm screwed. We're screwed. Where's that mechanic? Oh, that's the only reason I let them in. Because I thought it was going to be him. Who's that? Hey, boss. Hey, boss. Well, hey, boss. Is that what I get? Well, you're getting a sandwich. I'm getting killed. These 2 people came to kill me. Not him. He's your new boss. Well, a co-boss with me. This is Charlie. He was in the Air Force. He was accused of a crime he didn't commit. Innocent mistake. Planes crashed. He was the fall guy. You know how the deep state is. Charlie, get to work. Ignore the corpses. So, anyway, business is good and business is bad. Now that's a problem. On one hand, we've got more orders than we can possibly handle. And on the other, I'll be surprised if we're not killed in the next 48 hours. Come on, let me give you a tour. And I can deal with this mess while you get to work. It's really pretty obvious. Okay, now, this is the office where I mean we, equal partners, we, you, senior partner, run the business. This is the computer. It's very secure. We lose this, we're all dead now. This is where the jobs come through. Yeah? So you can check it out? Okay? Okay, let's move on. Up here is where you can sleep if you want to. It's very comfortable, and it's clean. Pretty clean. I mean, it's been clean. At least once. Come on. Now back here is where we store cargo. Now nothing too dodgy. Mostly untaxed cigarettes, stolen pharmaceuticals, and industrial chemicals. But we'll run pretty much anything. Now back there is where you can store any aircraft that you haven't left out here on the main floor. We've got plenty of room. I think we can probably take all the planes we need. But then, I've never had more than one. And over there's where Charlie works. Hey, Charlie! Ah! You'll like Charlie. He's boring. He's good. He can really make aircraft fly. That's not what I mean. I mean, he can make aircrafts fly better. You should try him out. His work is amazing. Give me a hand with these bodies. Oh, I better dump these at sea. Ah! Ooh! Then I got a little radio thing, but I'll be in touch. I am so glad you're here. You're the best friend I've had, and I mean that. Don't let me down!
So guys, that was of course the introduction to everything that's going on within our hangar here. Starting off, let's have a look. So it does appear we actually have had a Cuban left in here for us. So the personal aircraft management menu can be used to move and display your aircraft on the floor of the hangar and return them to storage. So it appears as though, as Ron was telling us, we actually have a couple of areas for putting our aircraft. So we've got, of course, back over here we have the floor, which is our display area, and it appears as though over here we actually have a way to store the rest of our aircraft. Not sure if we've got a way into this storage area. I can't really particularly see an area where the storage area is, but I presume it may be an area that is there but perhaps inaccessible. So we've even had some heavy sniper ammo and stuff like that left in this hangar for us, rather intriguingly. So from up here it looks like we can actually get a better look at the hangar. So this is obviously all of our hangar up here. I don't believe, from what we've just seen, that we actually can access the storage, unless it's at the other end of the building. But it actually looks rather interesting here. So we've got a lot inside this place. Huge hangar now, of course. And what we can really do with this, from what Ron was telling us, is we can store all of our personal aircraft here, we can launch missions from here, and we can also do a lot of our work on this as well. So hopefully now we should be able to spawn from our hangar. As you can see there, we have our spawn location set to our hangar, so now when I reload into the game I will appear at my hangar. So that for now appears to be most of what we've got here. We've got the workshop over there where presumably our guy Charlie is working over there. So we've got exit the hangar over there, and now I'm wondering if perhaps this back door over here takes us through to our storage. So hopefully if we walk up to this door we have a place where we can go into. No, unfortunately it doesn't look like we can access the storage, but quite nice that we actually have that storage back there. So from what I can tell, pretty much all that we can do with this for now is we can just sort of move our aircraft around. Right, so for now then, we're going to go and have a look to see what these new missions are like. Sorry this is such a long video for you guys, but hopefully when you're watching this I may have split it into two sections so that you guys aren't just completely drowned in knowledge. So we've got a lot of this around here. As you can see, we've got the office that we were being told about. Looks like we've got pre-installed security cameras. So we have this one here, which obviously appears to show the inside of our hangar. We've got one for the office there. Another one for the office. We've got one for the living quarters, which is obviously a lot cleaner than the last time we saw it. We've got one for our storage, our cargo storage there. We appear to have one for the aircraft workshop. Another one for the aircraft workshop, and you can see Charlie in the back there. We have one more for the aircraft workshop there that's also looking at our Havoc that we've got over here. And outside there we actually have one that we can use to look around outside the building. I can see my car down there. We've got obviously that guy over there, an APC, who appears to actually be sitting outside there, waiting to attack with that SAM turret that we can see there. We can't appear to actually see any other guys out there. So we've also got this one over here that's also looking across to our hangar. Another one there that shows the exterior. Evidently that's behind us right there. And then we're back to the one that shows the inside of the hangar again. So, much like gun running, it does appear that we actually use VIP, CEO or MC to do this. I'm going to get my CEO business out for now, since it generally tends to be my main money-making business currently. So we've got that there. Just quickly run across to the living quarters, have a look at that. So we've got our living quarters over here. That nice little thing here. We've got a place where we can change our clothes. We've got a radio in the wall there, and we also have, of course, the bed. So it doesn't look like we have anything else other than that in our hangar right now. Potentially, maybe at some point in the future, we'll get a bit more of an expansion to this, or maybe it'll just get left as it is. But before I do any of these missions, I'm going to quickly run over to the workshop for you guys. It looks like we actually have a parachute here, a free parachute to pick up. Of course, can only get it if you need it, and I'm guessing I already have one in my inventory. So, just run across to the, we'll just run across over here to the vehicle workshop, well, the aircraft workshop. So it looks like we've got a little sort of storage room here. We have actually a door that can open up there. Looks like we've got fuel tanks and stuff back there. Then we've got a little door here that appears to lead through to the main workshop. So in here we actually have our main aircraft workshop, it appears. So presumably to modify our vehicles we actually have to walk over and speak to our mechanic, who of course is as we just heard there. If we want to upgrade, we need weaponized aircraft from Warstock. So we've actually got this on here, of course. It doesn't look like we can actually use this ourselves. But as I said there, we actually have to have aircraft before we can actually do any of that. So it looks as though, from what I can tell so far, we don't actually have any kind of research in this update. Of course, we haven't opened the computer yet, so we're not entirely sure. But it doesn't look like we have any kind of UI for anything like that in the bottom corner. So, let's have a look at the computer then. Let's see what we've got. Right, so as we've got here, as it says, in the top corner there, before you can gain access, if we just read that there to see what it said. So, as it says there, before you actually can use the free trade shipping app, you must complete a job for Ron, so you have to click the setup button, which of course we will go ahead and do now.
Here we go, the maiden voyage of this new enterprise. Here's to new friends being better than old ones, old dogs learning new tricks, and this all being a computer simulation anyway. So who cares if we go to prison? The AI has already won. Our first target's a lost MC cargo shipment. Take out the guards and bring the plane to the hangar. Once there's some stock in the system, the app will go online.
So we're just going to go over and of course do this mission now. So it appears as though obviously our setup mission is just like most of the other setup missions. We have to go and steal cargo and take it back to our warehouse, or in this case our hangar. So if we head straight over and do that, so where is that? It's over there, it appears. So it's starting to look like maybe the aircraft actually don't need an airfield to be used, which of course is rather interesting, since you'd expect them to need a runway of some description. So of course we're going to get a lot of drip feed content with this update, since obviously that is to be expected. Drip feed content has appeared in every update so far, so presumably this update will be no different. With regards to what we'll get within the drip feed content, no one's really sure yet. If we give perhaps some of the GTA community a couple of days to dig into Smuggler's Run's game files, we may actually be able to find out what a few of these are. Starting off then, it looks like we've actually got the Mogul over here. Now, I don't believe we've actually seen this aircraft before. This looks sort of like the Dakota in real life. So I'm fairly sure we haven't actually seen this aircraft before within the game. So rather interesting on that one. This is actually, it appears, one of the aircraft that was teased during the update, so presumably this will actually be one of our drip feed, one of our first drip feed aircraft. So this aircraft, first thoughts, it appears as though it's very, very slow. It's actually got, of course, a turret on the top there. Now, I believe this may actually be a drip feed aircraft, since obviously we couldn't find it on the we couldn't find it over there on the Warstock page. Hopefully as well we're going to get maybe a custom cargo bob and potentially a custom variant of the Titan as well, since we saw those in the trailer, of course. So we've just call Lester and get rid of this this wanted level over here. So from what I could make out from what Ron was saying, it actually sounds as though Trevor and Ron have somewhat fallen out. I'm not sure if this means that the storyline may have jumped now past Grand Theft Auto 5, since previously Grand Theft Auto Online was set in the events before Grand Theft Auto 5, but it sounds as though Trevor, now having gotten back into working with Michael and Franklin, it sounds like he's now not got time for Ron anymore. So it could mean that we have actually now jumped past Grand Theft Auto 5 storyline, which is rather interesting, to be honest. That they would change the storyline so drastically and so quickly. So we'll just come in towards the airport and land, and then hopefully we should be able to just complete our mission over here. So there we go, guys, that's set mission complete. So now our air freight business is actually online. Hopefully we've now got something in the bottom corner that will show us a little bit more. So it doesn't actually appear, still we don't actually have any kind of UI in the bottom corner. Rather surprising, although I'm guessing that means we actually just have to run over to the computer to do that. So if we just run over to the computer and we'll have a look to see what our next job is.
Welcome, business partner. This is Ron Tikowski. Damn, I shouldn't say my name. Note to self, edit that bit out. Okay, I prepared this recording to talk you through the basics of our new operation. You'll find all the information you need about stock levels and our holdings on the homepage here. Then, when you're ready to make an acquisition, you hit the source button.
Right, so we've got our UI here. It tells us all the different things that we actually have in currently. So it appears the hangar does storage for about 50 stock currently. So it appears as though this actually operates a lot like the special cargo warehouses that we have in Finance and Felony. So to start off, then, of course, as it says there, steal success rate, steals completed 1, and we've got a lot of information over there that tells us about our business. So, free space 94%, stock held, of course, as it says there. We actually have 6%.
Choose what cargo we're hitting here. Now the deep state doesn't like this. The shadow economy, it's taking tax money away from their pals, the globalist conglomerates. But they make some work harder than the rest. Poisonous, untaxed alcohol and tobacco is easier to go after than Big Pharma's worst enemy. The mind-focusing and totally harmless narcotic stimulants, for example.
So, as Ron was telling us there, it sounds like tobacco and alcohol are actually much easier to go after than many of the others. So it sounds like the stuff that's more shady is easier to get hold of, and the stuff that is a little bit more sort of regular kind of smuggling stuff is actually more difficult to get. So
We can look at making a sale. We're a market-driven business. There'll be good deals for what the buyers out there want at any given time. But the real edge comes when we unload a particular cargo in bulk to a big buyer. They tend to throw in a sweep. That's it. Now, source some stock, and hopefully the program I wrote will erase this audio file from your hard drive. If not, see you in court. Jury, I've got mental problems. I'm a fantasist. I'm running for president.
So, rather interestingly, it does appear that in the same way that we can collect individual types of cargo, it actually also appears as well that we can sell individual types of cargo. So as you can see here, it appears we can actually store 50 of each, which is rather interesting. So you can actually go after certain different types of cargo, which of course is rather different to what we're normally used to. So it appears you can actually just click on the source any type of cargo button, and you can also sell any type of cargo together. So we have actually got, of course, quite a nice little money earning ability there. But for now, guys, since we've actually, of course, already been through everything so far, we'll probably go through the vehicles at a later date. But for now, I think we're going to call it there. So if you like this video, please, of course, drop us a like below. Got any feedback, anything I missed from Smuggler's Run, anything like that, please go and drop that in the comments. And of course, any other suggestions, drop those in the comments too. If you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed yet, go and do that below. And finally, if pretty much just I hope you guys enjoyed playing Smuggler's Run. I hope you found this video a little bit helpful for you guys, and thank you for watching. So thanks for watching, guys, and goodbye.